Okay, grade 2, let's get started with our science. Now, please, first things first, remember to write your name on the booklet. Good, and once you've done that, we can page over and start reading our first 2 pages. So it will be on the back of the cover, and it says growth and nutrition. Just take a look here, get it sorted. Good. Growth and nutrition. Fun. Sorry about my cat. Okay. Hold. Okay. Now, growth. They say, look at these pictures. Where are you now in the cycle? So the growth, the life process, the life cycle of a human goes from baby to toddler to child to teenager to adult. The ages I'm a bit foggy on, but like a baby, you know what a baby is. And a toddler are those cutie pie children that we always see walking with Vovo, or that always walk past. Oh, the babies, the toddlers. Children are like you guys. Teenagers are the high school kids, and adults are like your mom, your dad, and me. So you would fall here in the child stadium or child stage. I don't even know if stadium isn't, it's in Afrikaans, it's stadium, but sorry, my bad. I think it's stage, child stage. You guys would be in the child stage. They say all living things have young. That just means babies. The young grow, or the babies grow. An adult is fully grown. Unfortunately, I am fully grown, even though I'm still as short as a child. I am fully grown now. Yay, cool. Now they say, name the young for each of these animals. I tried to get it a bit lighter, and I feel like it didn't really make a difference because it's still pretty hard to see, but okay. Luckily, they give us the names bear, cat, frog. What would the baby of a bear be called? We call them bear cubs. Okay, cubs. I'm going to write it here for you. A cub. Cub. Bear cub. A baby cat, we call a kitten. A tiny baby kitten. And baby frogs are called tadpoles. Okay. Funny thing about frogs, we are still going to do the life cycle of a frog, but tadpoles have fins. Wait, didn't we talk about this when we did amphibians? The tadpoles still have tails and gills, and then later they grow their legs and they start breathing with their lungs when they are adult frogs. Good. They say plants grow in stages, and here they give you the 4 stages. Number 1, it's a seed. Number 2, the seed begins to grow. Number 3, a young plant develops. And number 4, the young plant becomes a fully grown flowering plant. So once the plant has its flowers, it is an adult. Good. So this is what we need to know about growth. Everything starts, or every living thing, starts out as a tiny, teeny, tiny baby something, and then it starts growing into an adult. Good. On the next page, join me there. It says nutrition. Nutrition now we know means the food or the substances that you ingest, that you put into your body. Animal food comes from plants and other animals. We learnt about herbivores, omnivores, carnivores. Herbivores only eat plants. Omnivores eat plants and other animals, and carnivores only eat other animals. Some animals feed their young. They give their babies food. Here they show a picture of a plant and they say, plants make their own food. We knew that. And where do they make it? In the kitchens. And the kitchens are where in the plant? I'm hoping you said that out loud and I'm not leading up to nothing. Leaves. Good. Plants use the light from the sun and carbon dioxide from the air to make sugars. They make sugar in the green parts of the plant and release oxygen as a waste product. So we breathe in oxygen, us as humans and living things, animals as well, breathe in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide, give off oxygen. So we need each other to survive. Here they have an activity to make a bird feeder. Now, obviously, I cannot do that with you, but if you want to do it, I mean, go ahead. They say you'll need a plastic container, string, a hole punch, fat, and bird seed. Punch 2 holes near the top of the plastic container, melt the fat. They say specifically get an adult to help you. Don't do it yourself. When the fat has cooled a little, stir bird seed into it. Oh, it's just to hold the seed. Okay. Carefully pour the mixture into the plastic container. Do not fill it to the top. When the mixture is cold, thread the string through the holes and hang your bird feeder somewhere outside. Now, what they didn't say is you can use like the bottom of a 2-liter bottle. You can even use these ones, these smaller ones. As long as it's something that the birdies can put their beaks in and eat their seedies. Why am I making everything baby today? I don't know what's happening. Okay, questions. Let's talk about it. What are the stages of growth for a human being? Now, we don't have to write these down, but actually I would like you to, because it's going to make it much easier to remember. So the stages of growth for a human being, we'll just do it here. Number 1, you start as a baby, goo goo gaga, and all that, those type of things. Number 2, you grow into a toddler. That's when you can start walking, but you can start talking, and you can start feeding yourself, you know, those tiny, tiny children. Next, you go into a child. That's where you guys are. You guys are children already. You go into the child stage. After that, you become a dreaded teenager. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this, but I'm so afraid of teenagers. Teenagers frighten me, probably because I was a very angsty teenager when I was one. So, I don't know. The less I have to do with teenagers, the better. And then finally, after you are a teenager, you become an adult. I feel like they should put young adult in here, because sometimes after you're a teenager, you think you're an adult already, but you're not. You don't know. You don't know half of what you need to know to be an adult, but that's the point. We go from baby to toddler to child to teenager to adult. So if you want to copy this and write this down for you, you can do that, because this is important to remember. These are the life stages of human beings, and you are a human being. Number 2, how do plants make their food? Now, I'm not going to write this entire thing down. We know plants take in sun and carbon dioxide, and they mush inside of the leaves, and they make food for the plant. But the process, I wonder if any of you can remember the name. If you can remember the name, the process whereby a plant makes its own food, what that process is called, or what that task is called, you can write it down already, but I will answer it for those who couldn't remember, and it's fine if you couldn't. The process is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, that's a mouthful. But that's the process whereby a plant makes its own food. And then number 3, where do human food come from? They say animal food comes from plants and other animals, but where does human food come from? Also that, you could say the grocery store, because that's where you go to buy it. But, I mean, if you trace the things in the grocery store back to where they were found, it is from plants and other animals, so it's the exact same. Where do human foods come from? From plants and other animals. There you go. Here they say, talk about it. What food is eaten by animals that you know? What food is eaten by animals that you know? Oh, like what food do animals eat? I mean, plants and other animals. lions eat zebras and giraffes. There are so many answers to this question, so you can think about that a bit. Maybe go tell your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother. We learned about food, and I remembered that, I don't know, elephants eat leaves. Whatever fact you want to share with them that you can remember. Then they say, what you have learned. Animals and plants grow. We already knew that. All living things grow. Plants make food by using sunlight to make sugars. So the food that plants make are sugars. We now know that the process whereby plants make their own food is called photosynthesis. And then we also learned that animals' food comes from plants and other animals. Also, human food comes from plants and other animals. Now, let's page over to the page that says movement and reproduction. Movement, the way we move. Reproduction, making more of ourselves. All living things reproduce, all living things move. All animals and plants move. There we go. I just said it. Words to learn. Reproduce and offspring. Reproduce, we already know. It's when they make more of themselves, when living things make more of themselves. Offspring is a fancy, I guess, word for babies. Offspring is the babies. The mom cat is feeding her offspring. That just means the mommy cat is feeding her kittens or her babies. Now, they say, plants move slightly towards the light. So plants do move, they just move so very slow. Like sunflowers. Did you guys know that sunflowers face the sun? So cute. But anyways, plants move slightly towards the light. They can also spread across areas as their root systems grow. We already learned about roots and that you need to have sufficient area for the roots of your plant to really take shape, and their seeds can also move. We also learned about that. How their seeds move with the wind or with animals that transported from one place to another, or in waters like rivers, things like that. They move, their seeds move. So all living things can move. Now we go to the next page, and this is all about reproduction. Let me just set this up so everything is in again. Hold on. Nope, not even close. Must get to it. Try again. What if I do this? Yes, yay. Okay, everything's in. Reproduction. Living things reproduce so that new animals and plants can grow to become adults. We know that. Plants make seeds, animals and birds lay eggs or have babies. We learned about animals that give live birth, and we learned about animals that lay eggs. When animals reproduce, they often make a special home for the young or the eggs, the offspring. Some animals carry their young. Some animals do not prepare a home. The offspring have to look after themselves. So some mommies in the wild don't look after the babies. They just go, ploops, there you are in the world. Enjoy. And then they go. Fish swim off into the sea without parents. So fish, when they lay eggs and the babies hatch, then they have to fend for themselves. They just need to survive. Caterpillars are left to look after themselves. That feels so mean. But you have to remember, animals work different than us. They don't think the way we do. A bird brings material to make a nest. So here they are making a special home for their babies. 2 polar bear cubs with their mother at their den. Oh man, you can't see that nicely. Aww. I think that would have been cute. Oh, I see the mommy's face, and I think this is a baby and this is a baby, but can't really make it out. So, 2 polar bear cubs with their mother at their den. The mommy's looking after them. These are some of the animals where the mother does look after the babies. And a baby kangaroo in its mother's pouch. Oh, you guys, how cute is that? The baby kangaroo is in the mother's pouch. Then, questions. Name an animal and the shelter it makes for its eggs or young. So what animal can you think of that makes a special home for their babies? Okay, so you could have said anything, but I'm going to go with the most obvious, which is birds. Any type of bird makes a nest for the babies to grow up in. So let's say, probably not all of them, just so by the way, but I almost feel like all of them. But it is possible that not all of them. So let's say, what bird? Let's just take a normal sparrow. A sparrow. Sparrow makes a nest for the baby. Oh, name the animal and the shelter. Sparrows make nests. Let's just say that. Sparrows make nests to go lay their eggs in and for the babies to hatch. And it's like the home where the mommy comes back and then feeds them until they are ready to fly away. Number 2, why are young caterpillars left to look after themselves? Why? That's a good question. Why are they left to look after themselves? Well, let's think about it logically. The mommy has to go and find food. Let's say she lays the egg on a leaf and then she goes to go find food. Why is the baby left alone? Maybe this is a question we can research. You know, I want you guys, help me out here because I actually don't know. So this would be very interesting. I'm not going to go Google it after this. I'm not going to, I promise. I want to hear from you guys. Write it in this booklet for me. Go research. Go type it in somewhere. Ask someone, why are young caterpillars left to look after themselves? I want to know from you. Please. Then they say, talk about it. Why do some parents make a safe place for their eggs or young? Well, it's so that they can come back and so that their babies can be protected from all of the predators out there who want to eat them. So they make this special little home where they can come back to make sure their babies are there and they can feed them until they are ready to go off on their own. What you have learned, all animals and plants move and all living things reproduce. Make more of themselves. That is what reproduce means. That is all we'll be doing for science today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be sending some, I think, what's next? Maths. I'm going to send some videos on Venn diagrams. Please look at what they explain, how a Venn diagram works. And then I'll talk to you again tomorrow, my friends. Hope you had a lovely day.